Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight on our Zoom opportunity call. My name is Paula Snow-Keough, and I'm a Senior Vice President with Partner Co. And we're excited tonight to have you join us with President Ricia Adair and this opportunity call. It's an opportunity for you as brand partners to learn and develop your skills by getting to hear all these amazing guest speakers, but also how Ricia puts together her opportunity call. So let me just give you a little bit of a background information on Risha. She's got 25 years in the industry. She's a former owner of a marketing training company, former film producer focused on training series for network marketers. She's now number 45 in the world with our company, number 25 in North America. She climbed 13 ranks in 7 months and achieved number 3 in only 8 months. She's now ranked president and works with teams in over 12 countries. Welcome to the call, and here is our president, Ricia Adair.
Paula, thank you so very much. Let's give it up for my beautiful co-hostess, Paula Snow-Keough. We've got a great crowd in the house and some amazing, amazing testimonials. Let's get this party started and share some amazing information with you. Okay, on to screen share. Paula, you can give me a verbal to tell me that you can see my screen in good order.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good to go. I'm just going to minimize the videos and here we go. Hi, everybody. Ricia Adair here, a Canadian that's living in beautiful downtown Manzanillo. Actually, I'm not downtown. I'm in the hills in Colleen in Santiago. It's really a great place to be. I want to share with you what I believe is one of the best catalogs of health products that you'll ever meet for your own body, and also one of the best financial opportunities that you'll ever meet for your wallet. I'd like to introduce to you Partner Co. And our mission statement is this: to power health and prosperity around the world. And we are doing just that because we are now the number 2 most momentous company on the planet. We are rank advancing so quickly. What does that really mean to the layman? It means people that are promoting and climbing up the ranks are making money. Ordinary people just like you and me. We're getting healthy. You're going to hear some amazing testimonials tonight from myself and from our special guests. And you're going to hear all about these great products and how you can open up your online virtual health store. Let's get the show rolling. I want to share a little bit of my story with you. In October 2023, we moved into this beautiful home. We call it our dream home. It's a mini boutique resort. We overlook the ocean, and I'll tell you, it was never really my dream to own a hotel, but it just so happened that this house was our dream house, and we went for it. We knew that we wanted to live in Manzanillo, and we had closed in July. We had really had about an hour and a half on 2 occasions to visit the house with the other realtor. And it was under pressure. Hurry up, hurry up. I've got other appointments. Check the house out. You got to go. We put an offer in while we were in Canada. Our offer was accepted, and 5 months later, we moved in. So that means the house was unattended for 5 months. Well, I'll tell you, some crazy things start to happen in the tropics when a house is unattended, especially in the rainy season. The pool pump broke down, so there was all kinds of green algae in the pool. The neighborhood jungle lot had grown over our beautiful wall and taken over the pool deck. Doorknobs were falling off. Light sockets were rusted out. The garage door openers weren't working. Anyone that's owned a house can write that same book, but if you've owned a house in the tropics, that book just gets bigger. So we actually had very little in our savings. We had $50,000 because we really bought this house cash rich. And we decided, or rather, I should say, how does it go? A house rich, cash poor, right? And we had all these parades of tradesmen that were coming through to get us ready for the oncoming season. We went through that $50,000 so fast, like you couldn't blink. And then I'm going, where's our title? Where's our title? And I'm calling my lawyer. He said, oh, these things just take time. Just be patient. They take time. I finally went to the notary to find out that our lawyer stole $23,000 of closing costs. We had to come up with that all over again, online loan application. And before you know it, like we're so deep in debt. And at this point, we thought we should be debt free, living the dream, right? So all that anxiety created so much sickness. I got super, super sick, and I ended up resorting, eating the bad foods. I was having desserts twice a day, lots of carbs, and I just really blew up and got very, very big for my own liking. No matter how many times I walked that beach, walked the dog up and down the hill, I couldn't lose any weight. I was depressed. I had so much anxiety. I was way overweight. I was out of breath. So I went to my favorite, Dr. Tom, and said, Tom, what is going on with me here? I'm in a bad way. He did a lot of research, phoned me up and said, Ricia, you better come in. I've got a diagnosis. You have FFB, girl. Dr. Tom, what could that be? He says, you're fat, frumpy, and broke. And then that magic call came to me April 17th, 2024, that changed my life. Chris and Joni Budd, Canadian friends living in Costa Rica, they had said, Ricia, you need to know about the drops. I think Joni actually saw a fat picture of me on Facebook. The first voice in my head said, I can't afford it. The second voice said, but listen to her, you need these drops. And the third voice said, find the money, make it happen. So I did. I found enough money for basically one box. That was it. Joni said, you got to post. Share this product with as many people as you can. We have thousands of people with successful testimonials. All you have to do is follow our system of growth and post daily on Facebook. So my first post started on April 22nd. I had posted Kim Gray in the morning, a lady who lost 118 pounds, and then Michelle in the afternoon who lost 25 pounds. The courier came to my door. My husband took my picture. There you see it. That post achieved 59 comments. Can you believe it? 59 comments. 20 new customers came out of that process and 6 new people that joined me in the business. So now I know I have a vehicle that can bring me back to financial freedom. I've been in the industry for 25 years and never, ever in my life have I been in any company that customers come out of the woodwork to me to ask me to buy my product. That brand partners come out of the woodwork to me and say, I want to be on your team. Never had that in 25 years until today with Partner Co. So I set my goal. It was a 5-figure goal to achieve it by September 1st. Again, we're April 22nd. That goal was achieved July 15th. And now I'm going, wow, yeehaw, I'm going to set some more goals because I am a goal setter. And I set several 1-year goals, some 2-year goals. Well, guess what? In 7 months, every single one of these goals got realized. 3 fridges in all the villas, brought in the paint crews and painted the house. 7 new eco-friendly air conditioner systems all over, and you can well realize the cost of that acquisition. We got Mike a brand new motorcycle. Again, these were all done within 7 months of the day when I started that I could hardly find the money for one box of drops. That's how quickly my life changed. And this was the big one. This was a $5,000 project. The pergola on the pool level was rotting into a point of danger, so it had to be replaced. And that got done in the month of November as well. That was my magic month. And then along came the earthquake, December 24th, followed by 6 more, which, by the way, you know what? Last night we had a 4.4 earthquake. Oh my God. Yeah, I live in earthquake country here. But eventually, hopefully, I'll get used to it. My heart will settle down a little bit when these rumbles start to happen and the windows start to shake. But in any case, back to the story here. These earthquakes caused my pool to fail. Thank you to Partner Co. We were able to bring in a team that expedited that pool repair, rebuilt the pool, upgraded with lights, and we celebrated by opening the pool January 14th. Now, I'm saying this not to impress you, but impress upon you how greatly my life has changed. You're going to hear my health testimonial in a moment. But financially, we would have lost the business side of our property had we not been able to do those repairs, the fridges, the pergola, the pool. We would have had to refund people's money. I don't know how we could have done it, but we would have closed down the hotel part of our business. So thank you, Partner Co. And then along in December, just when things were sweet, they got sweeter. I got the email to say that I qualified for the Punta Cana vacation. I'm going to share with you about lifestyle credits. As a matter of fact, the end of December, they dumped enough lifestyle credits into my account that I have enough for 5 more trips. And I'm going, this is crazy. A 5-star, all expenses paid, diamond vacation, all the adventure, the zip lining, the dinners, the foods, the drinks, everything. There was 178 people on that trip. Half of them were brand new in the business, just like me. And there we are celebrating in Dominican Republic, having such a great time. This is Partner Co, guys. And that's how quickly your life can change too. Now let's talk about health. You knew that I was getting obese. You also knew that I was very unhealthy. I had a lot of illnesses and infections going on. In 13 days, my body completely changed in 13 days. And I was looking at myself in my spandex cord. I can't believe this. Like I'm like goo goo gaga, because no matter what you do at a certain age in life, the weight doesn't come off. I don't care how many hard-boiled eggs you want to eat, how many times you're going to the gym and pumping iron. It's just not coming off. If you're out of balance, it ain't coming off. Thank you, Partner Co. I went from a size 18 to a size 9. I can't believe that girl on the left. That was taken at my going away party in Canada before we moved to Mexico. And again, the lady on the left, that was taken en route in Las Vegas. And I look at that girl and I don't even remember being that big. And here I am celebrating with my leader in Lake Chapala, Barbara Hoyle. I've got size 9 jeans. So excited about how my life has changed. And you're going to see a picture very soon that will show you how the adventure part of me has really, really changed. I want to say thank you to Darren Zobrist, John Wadsworth. They are 2 young business people, very, very astute, very business minded, and they love every single one of us. These 2 guys, when they meet you once, they will remember your name, they will remember a detail about you, and they'll be able to tell the same story 3 months later. They are wonderful. They bought a collection of 5 companies. All of them had stellar, amazing products, all with clean ingredients created by doctors, backed by science. They brought all these products together and formed a company called Partner Co. And that just means we are all partners together, brand partners and corporate. We come together holding hands as partners. Let's look at what's happening right now. We are experiencing something in this century that our grandparents never knew about. Systematic poisoning in the foods we eat, in the water we drink, the chemtrails, the air we breathe, and what we put on our skin. Do you know that 90% of the foods we eat today didn't exist 90 years ago? And coincidentally, 90% of the diseases that we have today didn't exist 90 years ago. Add to that the proliferation of sugar in all of our food products, the fact that most of what we eat today is not even food anymore, but food-like products. So it all causes to become massive hormonal imbalance. People who are obese have hormone levels that encourage the accumulation of body fat. You have to get back into balance. I didn't know. 15 months, I had no idea that my mood swings, my lack of interest in sex, headaches, night sweats, my continuous craving for foods, for sugars, for carbs, hot flashes, acne and pimples. Like, what's with that, right? I'm over 60. I shouldn't be getting pimples anymore. Insomnia, fatigue and tiredness in the middle of the afternoon, weight gain. This all has to do because we're out of balance. If you have 1 to 3 of these symptoms, please put 3 in the chat. If you have 4 to 7, put 7 in the chat. If you have 8 to 10, put 10 in the chat. Back when I had all 10, easy. We have over 100 products to benefit your health, including healthy weight loss, increased energy. Who would like to feel younger? Yes. Who would like to sleep better? Yes, we have all those products. An amazing scientific team led by Dr. Ray Strand. He's an internationally known doctor for all the many books on wellness he's written. We have Dr. Joshua Plant. He's the only doctor, to my knowledge, that has actually graduated master's with honors out of Harvard in less than 3 years. Dr. Pina, he's one of the world's leading gastrointestinal doctors. He's out of Mexico City. Dr. Crystal Vance is one of the many doctors who sits in our wellness council. Kristen White, one of the many athletes who sits in our athletic council. And Brett West, I just love him to death because this guy has more degrees than the bubblegum machine has bubblegum, right? He is a leader, foremost knowledge on noni. And we're going to talk to you about noni in a moment. What excited me, here I am in Mexico with my little office, but I did pay my Wi-Fi bill that month, thank goodness. We have a company that you can do business in over 50 countries. Just as you is completely transparent. Imagine that you followed our system of growth, made a post, someone in Germany wondered whether they can get the drops. Certainly the European office would fulfill the order. Following Friday, you get a commission check. It's that transparent. There's no international licenses, business numbers, tax numbers, anything like that. It is simply that simple to build in several countries. I'm going to highlight with you some of my favorites. The nicetie product is the only breathable skincare mask in the world. It was created in 2005 by a team of dermatologists intended for problem skin, burned skin, injured skin. And how it's turned out is not only a thing that you need in your medicine cabinet, but also in your beauty cabinet. Marlene shows us her legs here where she suffered from a serious case of eczema. In just a few short weeks of rolling, she was able to get her situation under control. Adult acne, stretch marks, signs of aging, rosacea, surgery scars. There's so much that this will do. And we're still in summertime. In many places, the wasps like to sting. Get your Skincerity roll-on and roll on those insect bites. Sunburns for when you go traveling to the south. It's an amazing miracle product. Love it. Another miracle product we have, which have many, is the noni. The noni is the most efficacious fruit in the world. It has more minerals and vitamins. Sadly, though, we have noni here in Mexico, and it's really difficult to go to the tree and pick your fruit and eat it because, as wondrous as it is, it smells bad and it tastes worse. So it takes a really great scientific team to be able to put a formula together, call it a juice, and be able to give you all of that goodness that's going to promote your overall health and wellness, support your healthy immunity system, boost your energy and endurance. It's going to sustain joint health and promote mobility. Imagine going up and down the stairs, in and out of your car, in and off the airplane with zero joint difficulties. Wow. Supporting a healthy cardiovascular system, help fights free radicals, powerful adaptogens, supports your mood balancing effects. This is your noni. My husband has a bit of a cold and I'm leaving for Dallas very soon. I'm packing back the noni. I'm power dosing it like 3-4 ounces every few hours. And I could already feel that the little bits that were trying to sneak into my body are not there. I call it my soldier, my army of soldiers that are protecting me. Paula, is everything okay? I see your hand got raised.
That was an accident.
Okay, we're good. All right. Another one of my favorites is the noni and the collagen. We all love to have that young, youthful skin. Well, how about being young and youthful from the inside out? This is the one for you. I could speak to you 40 minutes just on the NutriFeed line, so I'm going to go over this real quick. The probiotics was created by our gastrointestinal specialist, Dr. Pina, out of Mexico. This product has billions of pro and prebiotics. It's 15 strains. The product is actually even packaged so it doesn't get harmed by the heat. Omega Q for your brain, for your heart. Amplify for your brain and your energy. Optimal M, Optimal V. M for minerals, V for vitamins. That is the blend that looks after everything. Your eyes, your muscles, your lungs, your bones. Right? Who would think about taking a vitamin for your eyes and your lungs, right? This is your optimal M's. Vinali is our highest seller in France and China. People love it because it tightens your skin after losing weight with our stellar product, the drops. But a lot of people are also finding that if they have something trying to enter their system, like a bug or a virus or something, pound back the Vinali. It's loaded with vitamin C as well as an organic grapeseed extract, special from a location in Italy. And it's going to help you. A lot of people even say they no longer suffer from allergies. Well, I was saying to Reese in a conversation when I was first starting, Reese is a president with the company. And I said, Reese, I've got a lot of owies in my fingers and toes, and I have to limit my budget about what I can have to help me with this. He said, Risha, on your first paycheck, you got to buy the MOA. The MOA is a superfood product. A superfood is defined as a product that with small amounts will give you the maximum amount of benefits and minerals and vitamins that you need. Many of these superfoods come from faraway tropical destinations. They all come together in this pouch. I love it cold. I drink it first thing in the morning. And that is what's going to help you with all things inflammation rather. So many people say they take it for various pains that they have. This one lady had an ankle situation that went south on her with a bad operation. In 3-4 days, her ankles were back to being pretty feet again. I love the MOA. And you know what? I go walking with the dog in silly flip-flops. I no longer suffer in my heels, my toes, and my fingers. I love it. So every now and then you're going to want to go off our low glycemic plan that we have with our drops. There's some lines. Can you please mute the lines, please, Paula? Thank you. Every now and then you're going to want to have a little cheat. Go to the Italian restaurant, Uncle Henry's birthday party. Sugar Stop is your answer. It's a powder. It's beautiful. Mix it with water and it tastes like a beautiful mango drink. And what it does is it blocks the sugars from sucralose and from carbohydrates from entering into your bloodstream, a good portion of those sugars. Advantage, another great product. It increases your metabolism 10 times more. It targets towards that stubborn visceral fat. It just accelerates your weight loss that much quicker when you combine it with the drops in Renew. Slenderies is my breakfast every day. Last night, it was late. I hadn't cooked dinner yet. So what did I do? I went for my Pure Nourish protein shake, 18 grams of protein, loaded with minerals and vitamins, probiotic, prebiotic, has so much nutrition that if all the food should disappear tomorrow and you have clean water, you can make your Pure Nourish shake and remain nutrified. Cocoa is what we call the Power Boost. It is slide from Mexico, and that gives my shake the beautiful chocolate flavor that I love so much. Giving greens is another great thing for your green drink or to put in your shake. And it has 2.5 pounds of actual vegetables for every little scoop. Renew is definitely one of my faves. It helps combat the natural aging process, so it promotes youth and vitality. I call it my fountain of youth in a box. And it teaches your body to create its own pathways to create more HGH. As we get to that age of 35, our HGH production, human growth hormone, drastically declines. When you're over 50 and 60, you're producing very, very little. What do you need it for? Well, it improves your body composition, improves bone mineral density, improves quality of life, increase lean muscle mass, lowers your bad cholesterol, better heart health, helps tissues grow and regenerate. And one of my favorites, it helps you have that amazing deep REM sleep. So you're sleeping right through the night. Seriously, guys, we've got a situation worldwide. Mexico, US, and Canada are in the top 3 around the world in overweight and obesity. Along with that comes the many diseases associated, diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, etc. It all happens because of this significant problem. We need help. We need a tool. Let me introduce to you Slenderized Day and Night Drops. This is the formula that we have in Canada and Europe. In Mexico, I have the pre-meal and night drops. And in the United States, you have the Slenderies and Accelerate. They are 3 different formulas worldwide, yet they all come together to bring you the very, very same magic results. You will drop twice the weight as diet alone, clinically proven, doctor recommended. They are stimulant and hormone free, safe and effective. And let's look at the many benefits. Balance your hormones. Remember we talked about that you have to get your hormones back in balance. Rapid weight loss. I literally realized in 13 days that fat was melting off of me. It controls your appetite. Your brain gets that signal that says you're full, stop eating. It stops the sugar cravings, helps with migraines, better sleep, improve libido. You will have more energy, improves digestion, controls mood swings, brain fog lifts, improves immune system, reduces inflammation. And today, this very day, is my 500th day without sugar. Yay! And that girl that you see in the picture just came back from an amazing trip to Guerrero, Mexico. Where I was in a park called 1,000 Waterfalls. And we had actually climbed up several waterfalls to get to the Mother Falls up top. I was so scared, but you know what? I just followed my guide, watched where he put his footing. I am 67 years old, and here I am climbing up waterfalls. Thank you to these products that I feel so young. I no longer am addicted to sugar. That's a huge accomplishment to get rid of that addiction. And I feel like I'm 35 again. And so many people are saying the same thing. These products, you will feel amazing. We have sold over 1 million bottles of these drops in over 16 years. We're going to invite you to participate in the low glycemic food list so that you can lower that sugar level and keep your sugar levels maintained in your blood. You will not go hungry. Recently, at an event in Vancouver Island, my beautiful team there prepared this fabulous buffet. I tell you, all this delicious food is on our food plan. We do not go hungry. We have so many choices. We don't eat processed food. All those food choices originally got us into trouble in the first place. So I want to insist it is not a fad or a diet. This is a lifestyle. Bring in drinking your water, exercise 5 days a week. We know we got to do that, right? And watch your body transform in 28 days. Katie, 30-day transition. People are just experiencing magic in a short period of time. Men have hormones too, guys. Look at James LaPonce, 47 pounds in 4 months. The dude on the right looks like a younger brother of the guy on the left. Dr. Crystal lost an entire person. She lost 162 pounds over 6 years ago and still hasn't regained because, again, she's adopted the lifestyle. Many athletes have far better performance with their products. Please go to my YouTube channel. Julie Park has quite the story on how she was almost dead until she met the drops. And now she's young, vibrant, and sexy, mother of 5. We also have the Hublers, who have 5 children as well. Josh Hubler is a scientist, a physiotherapist, loves the products, and they've become very, very successful with their company. And you can see the changes in their faces. Sheila was on the call not too long ago, and she was explaining that she went radiation and chemo treatments. She had lost her joie de vivre and also gained a lot of weight from the medication. Thanks to the drops, she has her joie de vivre back. She's saying goodbye to 25 pounds. Chris Bailey took the time to explain to us what it's like to have Lyme disease. He could not find help anywhere. The doctors kept pushing antibiotics until he found the drops. He was able to get healthy again. Selena Kirby, her A1Cs are normalized with her diabetic situation. Her high blood pressure has been normalized as well. She's lost a whole lot of weight and looks several years younger. Ashley says goodbye to the night sweats and the hot flashes and 15 pounds. Her husband, Reese, he said goodbye to his Dr. Pepper addiction, his Oreo cookie addiction, and he's lost 65 pounds. Anne and Chad together lost 125 pounds, and Chad said goodbye to 12 medications. Jerry Wyndham has not only lost 12 pounds, but he also no longer shakes. He no longer suffers from acid reflux and migraines as well. And my dear friend Colleen, these pictures are a difference of only less than 8 months. Look at the transition in less than 8 months. Tammy, vice president on my team, the girl on the left doesn't look like she really needs the drop. She looks in pretty good shape. While the girl on the right is 58 years old after a few months on the drop. She loves them and she's got all this extra energy to become an athlete. Sherry out in Nanaimo. Thank you for the picture, Sherry. 40 pounds. She celebrates. Sharon Smith went from a size 16 to like a size 0. Certainly enjoying Valerie St. Jack. Dale Rumming's on the call with us tonight. Big, big changes in Dale in just a short period of time. It's not only about weight loss, it's about everything, getting your body back into balance. Gwen suffered from toe fungus for months or rather, I should say years. And in just a few short months, you could see her feet are back to being healthy again. Penny was very, very sick with colon cancer and several surgeries that went south. She spent most of her life in bed. After the drops, there she is, 60-day transition. She's out in the garden doing her gardening. Barbara McCubbin, just love her to bits. She's got that chubby little belly there. Well, Barbara had quite a life story change. In just 14 weeks, she released 21 pounds, and Barbara looks fabulous. She's almost 70 years old, and she looks like she's 40. Tiger had COVID and got very sick and oxygen dependent. It basically stopped him from being able to do the lifestyle that he loves, including the gym workouts and so on. He's back at the gym on the drops. He's lost a bunch of weight and he's bench pressing 400 pounds. Charlene Kloster, 78 years old, lives on the lake, and she had a bad fall. Her son said, "We're getting you out of there, Mom. You're going into the city, into a home." And she said, "No, over my dead body. Give me 2 weeks with my drops and we'll talk." Well, here's Charlene almost a year later, still living at her beautiful lake, and that picture on the right was taken from her aquafit class. Cheryl Cook, another dear friend, she's 78 years old. She lost 50 pounds in 4 months. And she also danced across the stage along with Charlene in Calgary to celebrate their rank advancement. These senior ladies, they now have a great new purpose in life, and they're celebrating being able to share great value, great products with others. Jane Storch. Jane said no to me 8 times, but I'm dyslexic, so I thought she said on. And I kept calling her. Jane Storch, a few short months later, down 54 pounds. The girl on the left couldn't get off the couch. She was clasping her hands. She couldn't even clasp her hands. She was so inflamed. The girl on the right says, "Ricia, I got to leave your meeting a little early because the guy's selling a kayak and I got to go buy it before he sells it." She's now spending her summers on the lake. We are bringing differences to people's lives. I can't stress this enough how people have changed. Leanne Boyd had amazing testimony, very, very ill with all kinds of package along with it, and now young and vibrant, lost a whole lot of weight. Nancy was on my call the other day, another life-changing story. Her labs came back. The doctor said, "You know what? I don't know what's happened here, but we have a miracle going on." Her husband Wayne has lost a whole lot of weight as well. Folks, it goes on and on. I could be here all night sharing testimonies with you, but right now I want to go to a live testimonial with my dear friend Chris Hughes. He's from Hot Springs, Arkansas, and you could see in the pictures what a great difference has happened to his body. Chris, I'm so anxious to hear your story. Please come on board. There you
Thank
are.
you so much, Risha. I really appreciate the intro there. And I just got to say, you know how to give a presentation. That was just
Thank
beautiful.
you.
I love it. So
Chris,
for
tell
me,
me your story. How did you get introduced to the drops? Let's start
so
at the beginning.
yes, mine started with, you can see that first picture over there where I was at 260. That was the biggest I've ever been in my life. And that was during the time when, you know how you have those feelings and the cycles of the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
That was hitting me really hard, not only for food, which I didn't realize it was because of food then, but, the diet I had, the sugar cravings, the Kit Kats were my enemy. And really, that's like the biggest trouble I have is with the Kit Kats. Well, it was. And then also my antidepressants, I was on citalopram back then as well, just to help me level out my ups and my downs because I couldn't keep it straight. So then for 2 years, I started keto and I did keto that whole time. And I went from 260 to 180. And I could not shake the 180. I couldn't get below 180. And I struggled and struggled, and that cycle just kept me going back. And I kept gaining back everything that I kept losing. And then fast forward a little bit and past that 2 years, and my partner's mother had told me that she was loving her experience with the drops, and she could tell that I needed something to help me. It was her subtle way to say, "Honey, you need to lose some weight." So I listened and I accepted, and I started taking the drops. And within a few days, I started feeling the feelings. The cravings started going down. That was the biggest part because the nighttime Kit Kats, I was the type that I would go to the dollar store and get the $6 bag of mini Kit Kats. And it's like, a huge bag, but they're mini. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to eat a few and then the whole bag is gone. Not anymore, though. Within that few days, I was eating 2 to 3 mini Kit Kats and I was done. Like the flavor wasn't great, the sweetness was too sweet, and I wasn't grabbing any more out of the bag. And that was the beginning. And I realized that this was something that was going to be really good for me. And then a couple of days after that, since I found out the drops were working for me, I decided to get some Advantage too. So I paired the drops and the Advantage together, and that was the combo made in heaven. Because from that moment, it was like 3.5 months. It was almost the fourth month. And I lost that remaining 40 pounds, went from 180 to the 134. But that's not
Wow.
even like the weight is great. Yes. And I was miserable at 260 and I needed to lose it. But more importantly than that, I had always been, well, a caffeine addict, we'll say. I have a history with that kind of thing, and I moved on from the hardest part of that, but my sugar addiction was the addiction I couldn't get past. And it was, Mountain Dew. It was waking up and needing some energy because I didn't have any, and it was drinking a Monster, drinking a Bang, and that was my cycle all day long, trying to get energy and then crash and get energy. And after about 2 weeks of using the drops and Advantage and eating right, I wasn't having those ups and those downs anymore. And I didn't even crave any Mountain Dew. I didn't get any more bangs. I didn't get any more monsters. I started craving water. And I was like, what is going on here? Because Mountain Dew and water do not taste the same. And yes, and the water is so good now. And it's just like, I don't know. I never expected some drops that were supposed to help me lose weight help me in maintaining just my life and being able to, they also help with mood and clarity and that brain fog. Being able to take more in of what's going on around you and deal with life without it overwhelming you, it's a game changer. It totally changes everything. And that you would think the beginning was whenever I started with the drops and the Advantage. The beginning is now because I feel like I felt like in high school again. I feel like I can just breathe, like I can take on whatever comes at me. So thank you, drops and Advantage. That's what it is.
Isn't it fun?
It's so fun. I didn't think like once I hit 25, I thought that was the end of, I thought it was just like normal, like aging and you just lose the energy and the clarity and the feeling great and like having dreams and when you're in high school, you can dream and you feel like you have the energy to. But once that 25 hit, it was like okay, no more dreams, but I'm back again. I love it.
You're back. He's back.
I'm
Chris
back.
Hughes, thank you so very much for the fabulous
Absolutely.
testimonial.
Thank
It's
you.
really great to get to know you and thank you for sharing for us tonight.
Course. Thank you.
Wow, that is so cool. What a testimonial. Yeah, I never know what people are going to tell me when they come onto my call. It just gets better. Now we have another great testimonial all the way from Maryland. You could see the puffiness, the inflammation in the neck, in the face. My goodness, I can hardly wait to hear your story, Jen. Come
It
forward.
wasn't an embarrassing picture until just now. The picture on the left, I was a size 6. So I mean, I wasn't like I didn't do the drops for weight release. I started the drops because I couldn't sleep. And I couldn't sleep for a variety of reasons, but one of them was the fact that I had severe shoulder pain. I was in dog rescue for 30 years. I'm a dog trainer, and after wrangling naughty dogs, over and over again, my shoulders just tapped out. So, when you don't sleep for 6 months, other issues come up. Like anxiety and depression, and there was it was just a lot. When you can't sleep, you're just maxed out. So I was desperate and I started taking some pain meds, and I started taking some muscle relaxants, and I took Prozac, and I took Wellbutrin, and all it did was make me feel awful. And judging from that picture on the left, made me look awful because it just made me puffy. Um, but the thing of it was, after I did all that, I was still in pain, and I was still anxious, and I was still depressed. Um, so I decided to try the drops, and I did it. I resisted. I thought it was snake oil. I thought it was a scam, but I had hit my rock bottom, and when you can't sleep, you start making really bad decisions, and I got into my head a little bit, and my head's not always a safe space. And so I was like, nope, no, 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 nope. Thoughts, be gone. Nope, we're not doing that. So I started taking the drops, and 3 nights later, I slept.
Wow.
And I mean, not sleep. I slept like a rock, and I had dreams, really vivid dreams in color. And I hadn't dreamed in 6 months. Well, within 10 days, I took myself off of all of my medications. I didn't need them anymore. And I need to disclose here, this is just my story. I'm
Sure,
not
of
here
course.
to,
Do not try this
diagnose
at home.
anything like that. This is just me. This is what I did. It worked for me. So that's it. So by 3 weeks, the inflammation had been reduced so much that I decided to shop for a new pair of jeans. Okay, who does that? Who willingly shops for jeans? Like, exactly no one. Jeans are mean. Like, jeans will call you out. And swimsuits are right there with them, you know? So I was like, but I marched myself into that store, and I left with a size smaller jeans. And
Wow.
it just kept getting better. Now, I didn't take a before picture of my full body because I wasn't taking these for weight release. Like I said, I was a size 6. I mean, I was floofy and poofy, and it wasn't a comfortable size 6. I mean, it's a size
Sure.
6 nonetheless. So I didn't actually, I didn't take any pictures. It was just the face picture. But um, I've lost about 29 pounds. Um, and I don't nap anymore. And I have energy for days, and I hike about 5 miles a day. My dog is disgusted with me because she's like, Do we need to go back out again?" Yes, we do. So, people start to notice when good things happen, and your trajectory and your happy thoughts are better. You kind of just change your whole way of thinking. So I'm a sharer. So, I was posting on social media, like, oh my gosh, you guys, look, I had a picture of me with my old pair of jeans over my new pair of jeans. Okay. And people are like, what are you doing? And I'm like, and I took a
Sure.
picture of like the back so they could see it was the exact same brand, just a size different.
Right.
And so I started selling them to my friends, and then they told their friends, and then I sold a few more. And then I started to make a little bit of money, and I was able to renovate a bathroom in our house. And
Fantastic.
I
So
never
great.
saw that coming.
Wow.
So, this has just been a truly amazing experience. I've probably reached all my goals, but I'm never not taking these drops. They make me so happy. They make me feel so vibrant. They make me feel like I have confidence. I can make really good decisions now.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So I'm just going to keep taking them for the rest of my
Jen,
life.
congratulations. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for sharing. What a wonderful story. So grateful for you to be on our call with us tonight.
Well,
And I could
thank you for
hardly wait to
including
see
me.
you at PXP. I'm going to see you next week in
Absolutely.
Dallas.
Oh, yeah, I'll be looking for you.
Another amazing story. I'll tell you, this is a lot more than 20 pounds, guys. It's just what happens to your life that completely changes things. So let's make a decision. Set yourself up for victory, because believing you can, you're halfway there, right? So how do you get the drops? Well, you can become a customer. We do love our customers. You can pay retail. But you know, in 2, 3 days, people are going to say, like Jen says, what are you doing? You look different. Like Chris says, people are going to be looking at you. Well, why not share this with them? Because we're going to do it anyway, right? We wear our hearts on our sleeves, and as human beings, that's what we love to do. So in the United States, it's a one-time lifetime membership of $29.95. In Canada, we like to pay a little bit more. It's $37.95. You get all the training, your back office, your website, everything you need to get your business underway. But I want to stop here for a moment and get a little serious. How would you manage if, like Chris, you're a hairdresser and you had a motorcycle accident and you broke your arm, or you're a carpenter or an electrician or you're a cook? How would it be if you could not function and do your job properly? Or recently, there were so many fires, many people were evacuated, and unfortunately, many lost their houses as well. How would you manage if that was your situation? Or your granddaughter or your own child got very sick and you needed to be there and take time and get her to the hospital and so on. Or your elder parents. We're all approaching that age where your elder parents may need you for 3 months, 4 months, back and forth to doctor's appointments. Or what if you're a kayak guide and Eastern Canada said, you can't do your business because we're forbidding hikers and kayakers and fisher people on our lakes. That just happened. Who would believe it? But it did. There you are, out of business. Or what if the road construction came along and blocked out your business? Your customers couldn't access your driveway where you worked. The construction stopped people from coming in the doors and your boss had to lay you off. What is your plan B? Because having a plan B is no longer a nicety, it's a necessity. Just real quickly, I'm going to share the financial end of this business with you. Your results will depend on your individual skill set, your willingness to learn, and your passion. So let's now talk about turning drops into profits. First of all, as a brand partner, paying your one-time membership, you will get 30% off. So that means in turn, as Jen talked about being able to sell it to her friends, she was able to make 30 points automatically. Let's talk about different options. In the United States, there's a 4-pack. It's $371. You can sell 3 boxes through our system of growth. We just post, copy and paste. Keep 1 box for yourself and make a nice little profit of over $200. The same in Canada. A 4-pack is $500. Sell 3, keep 1. Get yours free, make over $200. And with social media, before you know it, the international world opens up. Somebody in Germany, Italy, someone out there, New Zealand, Australia is going to say, how can I get these drops? We have an app called Boards. It's basically a filing system in the cloud, and it has all the testimonies, all the answers to every question, all the videos, everything to send to people. It's such an easy peasy system. If you can copy and paste, you can make it work. Your ideal goal is to get to what we call top pay. It's ultimate. Promote 30 boxes over 30 days. And you're looking at profits of well over $2,000 in Canada, well over $2,500 in the United States, and you get yours for free. If you reached ultimate in your first 30 days, will you please put a 25? No, let's say 30, because it's 30 bucks. Put a 30 in the chat for anyone that reached ultimate in your first 30 days, because I would like our guests to know how doable this actually is. So first thing, let's activate your position with the 200 PV orders so you're eligible to receive commissions. We're a product company, so we have a point value connected to every product. In Canada, a 4-pack is indeed over 200 points, 208. A 4-pack in the US is 200 points. I'm going to encourage you, throw in that Renew into your shopping cart because it just marries so well with the drops. It's an amazing combination, lowers your cortisol, which is integral for losing the weight. So again, you're well qualified as an activated partner. In Canada right now, we have some member packs. There's some different packs in the United States as well, but just going over them real quickly, we already talked about these products. This particular pack is 200 points. The business pack is 540 points. The elite pack is 1,000. And as you go up in the ladder, you're going to earn more commissions when you tell others about these products. We have an ultimate pack as well, or you can get 3 10-packs in Canada for $35.70. Keep one, sell 29. Your profit's over $2,100. And the United States as well. I want to remind all of our American cousins on the call that 30-pack will change its pricing tomorrow. So tonight is your last night to get this very special deal. Qualify as ultimate. If you can, on a budget level, choose the 30-pack. Again, in the United States, it's $2,300. It will have a slight increase for tomorrow. Get it tonight. And you know what? You've got the monkey off your back. You're at the top pay position. You never have to qualify for it again. Just get her done, right? We were voted the best compensation plan in the industry. We're paid 9 different ways. And to stay qualified, you're going to want to experience the other products. You're going to want to continue with the drops, probably the Noni, the Renew, the Breakfast Shake. Sell or buy 100 points of products every month, and you're staying qualified for your commissions. Again, let's talk. You're going to get automatically 30% off. So that's 30 points right there in any of your retail sales. But Mary's going to come along and say, I don't want to buy retail from you. Thank you very much. Tell me how to get product wholesale. I'd gladly pay my $29.95. Mary becomes a new brand partner for you in Chicago, and she buys 1,000 points worth of product. If you have a 4-pack, you'd be at activated, you'd be making 15% on the 1,000. That's $150. If you bought a business pack, you'd be at the 20%, $200. Elite would be $250. Ultimate is twice the amount, 30%. Never leave money on the table. Might as well get top pay. And you're eligible to receive that 30% for every purchase of Mary in her first 4 weeks or until she gets to ultimate herself. Again, your best option, 3 times 10 packs is $35.70. 30-pack in the US, this is the last night for the $2,300. Mary's going to go along and she's going to start telling people, just like Chris did, just like Jen did. In the meantime, you've talked to your cousin Howard in Toronto, and you've talked to your friend out of Saskatoon. As they start talking to people and activity starts to happen, people buy these products every week. Right now, I want you to put in the chat roughly how many products that you consume every month from Partner Co. Whether it be 7, whether it be 8. I heard the other night 19. Okay. And I think I'm way up there too. I do about 19 to 23 because all of these products are so good. Well, guess what? As that activity happens, you're going to be paid a 15% commission on all your lines except the larger one every single Friday. That's right. Our base commissions are paid every single Friday. When your base commissions go in any given Friday over $250, you're going to receive you're going to receive 15% extra in the savings bonus. And when that adds up, you're going to get your $10,000 bonus. So many people at the last convention were on stage. We recently triggered so many more. Jerry and Allison, Reese and Ashley, their house just burnt down. Along came their $10,000 bonus at the right time. Kim and Eric, jumping over to the Canadians, Chris and Joni, #1 in the world. They just accomplished theirs in only 8 months. Chris's dad, Bob, unlocked his in 10 months. And my sister from another mother, Christy Walsh, she unlocked hers on the very same day that I unlocked mine. I am going to Africa on a safari with my $10,000. So Canadians, yes, it is a $10,000 US deposit into your account. I want you to write, when anyone on this call receives $10,000, what would be your goal? What would be your dream? What trip would you take? What would you buy? What would you renovate? What school would you send your kid to? I want you to put that in the chat. That's always a fun part for me at the end of the call. Let's talk about the matching bonus. Again, we want you to get to ultimate top pay in your first 4 weeks so you also unlock gold status. This is such an integral part of our compensation plan. I call it residual income. But back to Mary. Okay, she's one of your brand partners in Chicago. And let's say in that particular week, she had $1,000 in base pay commissions in just that one part of our pay plan. you would earn 15% in addition to what Mary makes, $150. Mary brought in Helen. Helen made $1,000 in base commissions. You would make 100. Helen brought in Richard. He made 1,000. You would make 5%. And it goes to 7 generations for every single person that you personally sponsor. I have seen matching bonus checks match people's mortgage payments. So it's a wonderful way to get paid with our company. Really quickly here, let's build your business to fund your fund. Let's talk about lifestyle rewards, doing the things that we do anyway, purchasing our monthly subscription, showing new customers the program, new brand partners the program. You earn lifestyle credits, which you cash in for trips. This Mary group went to Tahiti April 2024. Another group went to Bahamas in July 2024. As you see, I was included in this beautiful trip to Punta Cana, Dominican, April 2025, and another group went to Bali in June 2025. We have so much fun, we get paid so well, and we're all getting young and healthy. And now I want to bring on board my very special friend, Kim Jason. Kim and I met about 15 months ago on the telephone. Joni Budd introduced her to me because she was coming to Manzanillo and spending 2-3 months every year. And Joni says, "Isn't that where you are too, Ricia?" And that's how we met on a Zoom call. And that very day, Kim had just come back from the oncologist. Wow, what a call that was. We all ended up in tears. Kim, come on board. We have to share your story.
Hi, I'm from Canada in the Quebec province. I'm in Ville-Marie up north, not the Ville-Marie close to Montreal, but the Ville-Marie uh, close to the Ontario border. And I spend my winters in Manzanillo with Risha since 2018. And I actually worked with Chris and Joni, Risha's friends, about maybe 15 years ago. And I was in Manzanillo and I was worried about our Canadian health system because they did not know what to do with me. And I was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2016. And um I would be certain days that I couldn't function, I couldn't speak, I was losing my vision, and as soon as I would live a little stress, I would lose conscious. And so I spoke to my family doctor. I was thrown like a ball around specialists, and they wanted to do surgery. And I wasn't convinced because I had 4 kids, I had businesses, I had real estate, and I didn't want to learn how to walk again. My son is putting his hand on my head right now because he knows that I'm healed with the drops. And so I had a really hard time because I was in my 30s watching my 4 kids running Halloween, and I was sitting on a curb of the sidewalk because I couldn't follow them. And so that did it for me because I said, I can't continue my life, you know, not being able to function. And so in Canada, they gave me chemo and they gave me hormones, and that got even worse because I started getting electric shocks in my brain, and I started losing balance, and I started having less quality of life, and I got really 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 worried, and I flew to Mexico and started to see doctors there, and then I saw Joni's post about hormone balances, and because I couldn't take the hormones that they were giving me because the effects were so bad. I started these drops because I had nothing else to lose. I was becoming very scared about not being a good mom, not being able to work anymore, not being able to be a good example for my kids. But now, after a year of drops, I went to the oncologist. I went to the specialist here in Canada, and he says, I don't know what you've done, but you have no more trace of the brain tumor, and your blood work is at 33 with the prolactin instead of 178. And at 200, they would operate an emergency because the pressure in my brain was horrible. And so I haven't told this story in a long time, and I'm so emotional.
We love you, Kim. We love you. Lots of hearts are flying across the screen right now.
But now I'm walking again, I'm running again, and I don't have no more vision issues. And I was just last month for my follow-ups because the doctor wants to see me annually now. Before I was in his office every 3 months, and so he's like, I just want to make sure you're okay. And in the last couple months, I showed him the drops because he wanted some for his wife, and there was one ingredient that he was worried about, the biotin in the second drops, and he's like, I'm really worried about that, and you had such bad effects on the chemo and the hormones, and we didn't know what to do with you, and I was worried, and I told you not to take them anymore. Well, believe it or not, my prolactin went up to 77 instead of 33. So he said, and he remembered this. With all his patients here in Canada, he said, remember I told you not to take the second drops? I said, yes. Well, he's like, when you took them, did you feel good? I said, yes. Well, he's like, start taking them again because you have to come back down at 33. So it took me a whole year process because, I waited 12 years before I took the chemo. I tried not to go to the Montreal hospital to get surgery in my brain because I wanted to be there for my kids. I didn't want to relearn how to speak, relearn how to walk, and I was just really scared about the second effect, to the point that they sent me to like the mental hospital because they're like, you're making this up. And and then I realized with them asking like, why were you feeling so bad? And it was the second effects of every hormones they had given to me. So I did lose weight, but I did lose a lot of inflammation. That was my experience in the last year. And it's just the quality of life, I was sore all over at such a young age, and now, I'm not sore anymore. And the doctors are still scared because I'm like, well, I used to be a professional gymnast. I used to be in the Circus du Soleil, and then I just saw the quality of my life vanish from my 20s to my 30s. And now here I am turning 40 this summer. I'm going to Greece for a month because I can now walk up hills. I can run. I'm going on a cruise. I'm going to meditate for a week. And so to me it just really saved my life. And I've been really busy in the last year, so I really want to share the product with friends and family because I have friends in Montreal that were paralyzed on the left side, and they were able to have benefits like me, and now they can move their hand and they can move their feet again. And so it's just not me, but it's my friends and family who are experiencing miracles where the medical system was trying to help, but we're not succeeding to give us our quality of life back.
Wow. Not a dry eye in the house there, Kimmy.
Yeah, but yeah, the drops. And I've tried all three kinds of them, and they're all good. But I will be like the other lady that said she will always take her drops. I will be one of those customers as well, because it's just it's almost hard to explain, but for me it was my last resort, and they're miracle drops for me.
Wow. Wow. Oh, Kim, I'm
Yeah.
so, so grateful to have you in my world of friends. I love you to bits. I can hardly wait to see you back in Manzanillo very soon.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing the story, and thank you to God for helping you. Wow.
Yes.
It's just wonderful to hear your story. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care. Everybody send some love to Kim.
Thank you. Have a
Put your
great
love in the
night.
chat for her. Thank you, Kim. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just celebrated my 1 year anniversary doing these calls on September 2nd. I have interviewed many, 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 many people. And the new t-shirt says this. On the front, the company was so much heart. And on the back, this is a lot more than just 20 pounds. Because the miracle stories that I hear one after the other, as we heard 3 tonight, just changes everything. We have a responsibility that we need to share these drops, because there's a Jen, there's a Chris, there's a Kim out there waiting to hear from us. You've heard it from Kim. Wow, what a miracle story. God, thank you. You've heard it from Chris, you've heard it from Jen, you've heard it from me. What will balance look and feel like for you? How will you know? Because you'll have more energy. You'll be climbing up waterfalls, for Pete's sakes. You'll sleep better. Your mood will be happier, increase in your libido, reduction in inflammation, weight in inches lost. It's not just about the skinny jeans. It's about getting that inflammation down and feeling better, better elimination and digestion, less brain fog, boost in immunity, and overall sense of well-being. And tomorrow when you go to work, everyone you meet, Saturday when you go to that family barbecue, everyone you meet, Sunday when you go to church, everyone you meet has these same symptoms. Unless they're 12 years old, they have these symptoms. And we owe it to one another, for mankind, for humankind, to help people get well again. You are marrying up with a company that has over 100 products in 7 multi-billion-dollar industries. We sold over 1 million bottles over 16 years. We're in 50 global markets, 172 plus bottles of Noni sold. We've won award after award. We've voted the best compensation plan. We have so many people. We have over 450,000 people that ranked up last year. That is why we're number 2 in momentum in the world, but not for long. It won't be a long time at all before we are number 1. So in closing, let me ask you, it's a simple, simple question. Are you a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? A 1 is the person that would like to pay retail. That's great. We do love our retail customers. Put a 1 in your chat if you'd like to purchase some drops. Put a 2 in the chat if you'd rather get the wholesale pricing, become a brand partner or wholesale customer so you can save some money. Put a 3 in the chat if you want to get on this health and wealth train and share this product and ride along with us. And the number 4 is the person that wants to get on that train and ride it big all the way to destination prosperity. Do I have any 4s in the house with me tonight? It is now time to wrap things up. You've heard my 1-year anniversary story. You've heard Kim's 1-year anniversary story. We've heard from Jen. We've heard from Chris. When I interview you 1 year from now, what will be your story? How differently will your health change? How differently will your finances change? What beautiful travel vacations, family vacations have you taken? Who have you helped? What have you done in the 1 year? Because now we see that time passes ever so quickly. The decisions we make today directly affect us where we're going to be 2 years, 3 years from today. An old African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But a Partner Co proverb from Darren Zobrist, our co-founder: if you want to go fast and far, go with Partner Co. Let's live the dream together. We are a great community. We're kind of like a hug fest crowd. Come and join us. Enrolling is easy. We can get your questions answered. It's easy as picking and choosing your products. Again, in the United States, I have to let you know one more time that the 30 pack is going up. So you want to make sure that you place all your orders for 30 packs so you can save yourself some money and maximize your profits. Our next call is Tuesday, September 8th. That will be our last call for a little while till about the 16th, as many of us are going to Dallas, Texas. I want to stop right here and say thank you so much to Chris Hughes for being a great player on our call tonight. It was an amazing testimonial. Jen Carle, thank you so much for your testimonial as well. And of course, the beautiful Kim Jason, thank you very much. I'm sending love and kisses and hugs to each and every one of you. I want to thank the brand partners who support the calls and come back and learn and hear from our guests. And especially for you guests, this call is for you. So thank you for being here tonight. Let's get your questions answered. And a special thank you for my beautiful Senior Vice President, Paula Snow-Keough, for co-hosting and keeping this crazy crowd under control. Thank you, everybody.